Welcome back to another crochet review video. I've searched Pinterest for free patterns. They're all on this board and I'm working through them all, testing them if you will, and telling you if they're good, okay, or not. If you go to this Pinterest board, Good Free Patterns, you can tell all the patterns I've tested as I'll have put a comment on them. So if there's no comment, I haven't got around to them yet. As you can see, we've got this flower that I'm making at the moment. Rather than having just a free written pattern up, this one had a little video tutorial. It's fairly simple. It's just two lovely little rounds. It's quick to do, but the written instructions did need some tweaks. I've done the tweaks making this one, and this is how it works. Now I'm going to sew these all together as a keyring. Second pattern we're going to try is this shell design. So we've just got the diagram instructions here. This symbol means double crochet or single crochet if you're US terms. This is a chain symbol. And this symbol here means treble crochet or a double crochet if you're US terms. So a written pattern, you would have, say, written 3 trebles, chain 2, 3 trebles, but it's shown like this. Now, I knew pretty early on that this pattern wasn't working. Something about it just didn't seem right. I noticed this on the diagram, which basically means you've got to take this stitch and place it below the row you're currently working on. So I tried a few variations of this. And once I was done, I don't even know why I tried to put the gold detailing on here for the lines of the shell. I don't know what it is. This just isn't working. There might be something I'm missing here, but I don't know what it is, and it's not worked, and I'm not keeping it, so I'm gonna unpick it because there is a second shell diagram that we can have a look at. So this one starts with chain stitches put into a ring. Not usually the biggest fan of that, but I can understand why it's used instead of a magic circle, because magic circles can come undone. This pattern, similar to the other one, is simply relying on clusters to create the shape of the shell. But this pattern differs in that the increases are done in stages. So first off, the chain increases, then on the next round, the cluster numbers of trebles, or doubles if you're US terms, and they increase. And then the rows become shorter as it goes along. There's definitely some curving and I'd say puckering like the last pattern, but it's a lot less here, and I can see this is more how it is meant to be. Now, there weren't any instructions about the detailing to put on the shell, so I took my own initiative with my gold, and as you can see here, I've done edging and I've done surface crochets, and I've actually done that on both sides. I'm very happy with this. I do quite like this pattern. I think this has been done very well. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with this shell, but I'm sure I'll figure out something. Okay, let's move away from this shell that I have no idea what to do with and go back to something that I can turn into a keyring. Now, I have seen this lovely little foot, baby foot pattern for a while, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to use up some of my rainbow yarn, and I'm going to make the foot. Okay, this pattern uses abbreviations X, V and A, so I'm thinking this must be either a Chinese or a Japanese pattern. So X simply means double crochet, that's single crochet for US terms. The V means an increase, so that's 2 stitches into the next stitch. And A is a decrease, so that is one stitch worked over 2 stitches. This pattern needs no other explanation. It's lovely. Your foot is left open at the top and your toes are left open on the bottom, and you simply gotta use your noggin on how a foot is put together to stitch everything in place. And as I always turn these ones into keychains, there's my keychain going on there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Love this pattern. We are the third and final pattern, or is it the fourth pattern? Well, of this video. Now, I am doing a diagram again, and it's this star one, because I've always wanted to do a star blanket. And I've got this scrap ball of yellow yarn. Now, I did do a video a few weeks back with what I'm now currently doing with my scraps, but I didn't use the yellow at all because I hadn't found a nice star pattern that I liked, or I hadn't, sat down to write one myself. And then I just literally stumbled across this one. So while this one's pattern is meant to end and be a cushion, I'm just going to continue it on beyond these rounds until I've got a lovely size blanket that I'm happy with, and I'm just going to be using all of my yellow scraps. Now again, this pattern is starting with chains held together into a ring. And then that's the ring that the rest of the blanket, in my case, is worked around. Now, I've said it before, I'm not the biggest fan of starting patterns like this. I do prefer the magic circle to close it. But I thought I'd give it a go doing it this way, and if I didn't like it, I could always modify it to a magic circle. But I have to admit, I was quite happy with it. I know why a lot of blankets are started with a chain ring instead of a magic circle, because it can be difficult to secure the magic circle, and the last thing you want is a blanket unraveling from the center. I mean, I can't think of anything worse. So, this star pattern is fairly simple in its repetitiveness once you get the hang of the repeats. Yeah, so the repeats start on round 3. So basically, you have this 2-chain gap, which represents the points of your star. Now, for every single round, you're going to put 3 trebles, chain 2, and 3 trebles again. Every single round needs that. Those are your increases that increase the sizes of the rounds. Now, to create the dents in the star, the number of trebles before and after the skipped stitch increase by 2 trebles in each round. So the number of stitches on your blanket, well, my blanket in my case, you could just make the cushion, it increases by 20 trebles each round. And that's it for today's video. Bit short and sweet this week, but I quite like doing these little pattern reviews at the moment. I think I might have a bit of design fatigue going on right now. But anyway, here we go, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, YouTube!